American homeowners in their 50s and 60s still believe this June that the admired cottage garden look is impossible without constant replanting. Not because you lack a green thumb, because nobody showed you these 14 heirlooms that seed themselves into permanent self-multiplying drifts. Before plant number 1, drop your state right now, because your USDA zone completely changes which of these performs best for you. Find yours and pay attention. And the one at number 4, kept to themselves by serious growers. Here is what most miss. Plant number 1, foxglove. Most American gardeners pay $6 to $15 for a single nursery, grown foxglove, never realizing that one plant left to seed itself becomes an entire spire, filled border worth over $200 in replacement value within 3 seasons. Picture 5. Foot spires rising along a white picket fence in early June light, their spotted throats catching every American homeowner's eye as they walk the front path. Zones 4 through 8, partial shade, moist soil. Most American gardeners bury foxglove seed like any other flower, but these seeds need direct light to germinate at all. University extension trials confirm scattered seed on bare soil surface germinates within 2 to 3 weeks every spring. One $12 foxglove reseeds into a full 6-plant bed worth $90 within 2 years. Most American growers simply deadhead spent spires immediately, removing every seed pod before it ever matures. That single habit forces a repurchase of 6 plants each spring, costing $75 every single year. Keep that single mistake, and this $6 spire becomes a permanent border feature that never needs repurchasing again. But foxglove's height is nothing compared to the Cottage classic waiting at number 2, the one that turns any fence line into a living wall. Drop your state in the comments right now. Your USDA zone completely changes. Which of these self-sowers performs best for you? And somewhere in this video is the story of a grandmother in Virginia who rebuilt her own grandmother's entire cottage border from saved seed alone. That story is coming. Keep watching. Plant number 2, hollyhock. A single 8-foot stalk grown from one $6 plant will soon tower over a fence line and drop enough seed to fill 20 feet of new border by next season. Picture those towering stalks swaying above a white fence at golden hour, each cottage bloom brushing softly against the next like a living privacy screen along the property line. Zones 3 through 9, full sun average soil. Hollyhock seed pods form as small button clusters right at the base of each spent bloom. Easy to miss entirely. University extension guides confirm each pod holds up to 30 viable seeds, ready to scatter by late summer. One $8 hollyhock produces seed enough to fill a 20-foot fence line worth over $150. Most American growers pull hollyhock stalks the moment blooming ends, assuming the plant has simply died. That single habit means repurchasing 4 to 6 plants every spring, costing $45 year after year. Leave that stalk standing through fall, and one $8 hollyhock keeps refilling that entire fence line without another dollar spent. But hollyhock only fills the spot you planted it. The next reseeder does something far more valuable, spreading itself into every bare gap your garden has. Plant number 3, rose campion. One $6 rose campion does not stay where you planted it. It drops seed into every crack and gap nearby, filling pathway edges nursery plants would charge $60 to cover. Picture that silvery foliage and magenta bloom pushing up through a dry gravel path crack, thriving exactly where nothing else was ever expected to grow. Zones 4 through 8, full sun dry soil. That silvery felted foliage is not just decorative. It marks exactly where next season's seedlings will emerge from the bare soil beneath it. University extension sources confirm rose campion sows most reliably on undisturbed, unmulched ground near the parent plant. One $6 rose campion fills 3 feet of pathway edge, worth $30 within a single season. Most American growers mulch heavily around the base every spring, smothering seed before it ever touches soil. That single habit costs $18 in replacement plants for every gap left bare. Skip that mulch mistake, and Rose Campion keeps filling every gap without you spending another dollar on ground cover. But the next plant on this list does not just fill gaps, it commands the entire back border with a color most American gardens are missing completely. Have you ever grown a true cottage spire flower directly in open ground? Not a pot. Drop it below. Plant number 4, perennial larkspur. One $8 larkspur becomes an entire back border color statement that most American gardens are missing. The deep cobalt blue nursery growers charge premium prices for every single spring. Picture those tall spires commanding the rear of a cottage border, while bees move quietly from bloom to bloom in the early morning light. Zones 3 through 7. Full sun well-drained soil. Self-sown larkspur seedlings emerge weeks before any spring sown seed packet ever could, giving this plant a permanent head start. University extension trials confirm fall drop seed needs a cold winter period before it germinates reliably each spring. One $8 larkspur reseeds into a 5-spike stand worth $60 within 2 seasons. Most American growers rake every stem and seed pod away each autumn, leaving bare soil with nothing left to sprout. That single habit forces a full replant, costing $40 every following spring. Leave those fall stands standing, and larkspur keeps sprouting a full head start every single spring without another dollar spent. But the next plant on this list needs almost nothing at all. No water, no fuss, and a color so bright, most homeowners assume it has to be artificial, and we have not even reached number 6 yet. Plant number 5, California poppy. A $4 poppy packet needs 0 water once established, while nearby bedding annuals wilt and die, forcing most American homeowners into a $50 replanting bill every single summer. Picture that silky orange bloom holding bright and open in dry gravel soil, while a thirsty annual 2 feet away has already given up. Zone 6 through 10, full sun-dry soil. California poppy pods split open on their own and fling seeds several feet in every direction the moment they fully ripen. University extension guides confirm this explosive scattering is why poppy fields expand naturally without any human help at all. One $4 packet spreads into a 15-foot drift, worth over $100 within 2 seasons. Most American homeowners water these poppies like typical bedding plants all summer long. That single habit rots the roots and costs a full $20 replant every year. Skip the hose entirely, and this poppy keeps spreading its own drift wider every single season without one drop of extra water. But the next plant on this list stands nearly 6 feet tall, and almost no American homeowner realizes it is quietly self-seeding in their own yard right now. Did you believe mullein was just a stubborn weed? Be completely honest in the comments. Plant number 6, mullein. A $6 mullein most American homeowners mistake for a weed will soon tower nearly 6 feet tall, delivering the kind of architectural drama nursery growers charge $50 for in a specimen plant. Picture that silvery felted spike standing shoulder-high beside a weathered fence post, its small yellow blooms opening one section at a time up the stalk. Zones 4 through 9. Full sun, dry soil. Mullein seed can lie dormant in undisturbed soil for decades, waiting for the exact right conditions to finally sprout. University extension records confirm buried mullein seed has germinated after being dormant for over 70 years in some documented cases. One $6 mullein produces enough seed to guarantee spikes worth $50 appearing for generations. Most American homeowners pull the first-year gray rosette on site, mistaking it for an unwanted weed. That single habit erases a 6-foot specimen worth exactly what a nursery would charge you outright. Leave that gray rosette standing, and mullein rewards patience with a free architectural centerpiece nurseries cannot replicate at any price. But the next plant on this list brings something none of these 5 have offered, yet a fragrance so strong it changes how the whole evening garden feels. This changes everything. Plant number 7, Sweet William $6. Sweet William plant carries a clove-like fragrance so strong that American homeowners pay $12 for scented candles, trying to imitate what this flower does naturally every single evening. Picture that clustered pink and white bloom head catching warm evening light while its fragrance drifts across the entire front walkway, unassisted. Zones 3 through 9. Full sun, well-drained soil. Sweet William is technically biennial, blooming its second year, then dropping seed that keeps the display going, as if it never stopped. University extension sources confirm this self-sowing cycle, is why old cottage borders show continuous bloom without any annual replanting at all. One $6 plant reseeds into a permanent display, worth $36 in yearly nursery replacement. Most American homeowners pull the spent stalk immediately after bloom, assuming the show is over for good. That single habit erases next year's entire fragrant display completely. Leave that spent stalk standing, and Sweet William keeps its fragrant display going every single year without you spending another dollar. But the real surprise comes in the shade, where a completely different kind of self-sower is quietly holding morning dew like tiny jewels. Earlier at the start of this video, I mentioned a grandmother in Virginia. This is that story. In Zone 6, Virginia, she inherited her own grandmother's cottage border only as a faded photograph until University Extension guidance on self-sowing habits helped her carefully rebuild the entire bed from a single envelope of 40-year-old saved seed, spending under $20 total to restore what once took a lifetime to establish. Her rebuilt border in Zone 6 now holds the same 14 varieties her grandmother once grew, worth well over $300 in nursery value from that one saved envelope. What comes next is for the grower still here, the one who actually wants to know, not just the one who wanted the number. So here is her exact method for collecting and storing seed so it stays viable for decades. And the plant waiting next holds a surprise even she did not expect the first time she grew it. Plant number 8, Lady's Mantle. An $8 Lady's Mantle does something no other plant on this list does. It holds perfect beads of morning dew on its scalloped leaves, a effect florists charge $15 a stem to recreate with cut foliage. Picture that soft chartreuse leaf cradling a single silver droplet in the shaded corner, where nothing else in the border seems to thrive. Zones 3 through 8. Partial shade, moist soil. Lady's Mantle self-sows readily even in deep shade, a rare trait that lets it fill dark corners other reseeders completely avoid. University extension guides confirm its tiny chartreuse flower clusters drop viable seed directly beneath the parent plant every single season. One $8 Lady's Mantle spreads into a shaded 3-foot patch worth $45 within 2 years. Most American homeowners cut back the foliage right after bloom, removing seed heads before they ever mature fully. That single habit means repurchasing 3 plants yearly, costing $24 every season. Skip that early trim, and Lady's Mantle keeps filling shaded corners every year without another dollar spent on shade tolerant fillers. But the next plant on this list saves its biggest surprise for the very end of the season, when most gardens have already given up on new blooms entirely. This changes everything once you see it bloom. Plant number 9, Toad Lily. $10 Toad Lily blooms in September, when most American gardens have already gone quiet, delivering an orchid-like speckled flower. Florists charge $20 a stem to import from specialty growers. Picture that purple spotted bloom opening in dappled shade just as every other perennial nearby has finished for the year. Zones 4 through 8. Partial shade, moist soil. Toad Lily self-sows slowly, but its seed relies on a layer of natural leaf litter to stay protected through winter and germinate reliably. University extension sources confirm undisturbed woodland. Style beds show far higher self-sowing success than beds cleared, bare each fall. One $10 Toad Lily can spread into a 3-clump patch worth $60 within 3 to 4 years. Most American homeowners rake every fallen leaf away each autumn, stripping the exact protection those seeds depend on. That single habit costs $20 in replacement plants down the road. Leave that leaf litter alone, and Toad Lily keeps spreading its late-season surprise every single fall without another dollar spent. But the next plant on this list bridges us straight into the finale, the tall reseeders that close out this entire border in dramatic fashion. What plant, spot, or situation in your yard has defeated every single thing you have tried? Drop it below. Plant number 10, foxglove beer tongue. A $6 foxglove beer tongue draws native pollinators nursery-bought hybrid varieties simply cannot attract, saving American homeowners the $12 often spent yearly on pollinator-specific plant additions. Picture those tall, white tubular spikes swaying at the back of the border while bees move steadily from bloom to bloom in late afternoon light. Zones 3 through 8, full sun to part shade, well-drained soil. As a true American native, foxglove beer tongue reseeds far more aggressively than most cottage imports once it settles into a bed. University extension records confirm native penstemon populations can double their coverage within just 2 to 3 growing seasons undisturbed. One $6 plant multiplies into a 5-plant native stand worth $30 within that same window. Most American homeowners deadhead immediately for a tidy look, removing every seed pod before scattering. That single habit costs $18, replacing plants that would have spread for free. Skip that deadheading habit, and this American native keeps doubling its own stand every single season without another dollar spent replacing pollinator plants. But the tallest reseeder on this entire list has been saved deliberately for the finale. A plant so large it completely reshapes the back border the moment it takes hold. Do not skip this. Plant number 11, cup plant. An $8 cup plant grows nearly 8 feet tall and forms leaf cups that hold rainwater naturally. Feature landscape designers charge premium fees to replicate artificially in modern water features. Picture that towering yellow-blossomed stand catching morning light while droplets sit collected in each leaf joint along the stem. Zones 4 through 9, full sun moist soil. Nikia. Cup plant spreads 2 ways at once, dropping seed while its roots quietly expand outward underground every single season. University extension sources confirm this native reliably forms dense multi-stem colonies within 3 to 4 years once established. One $8 cup plant becomes a 5-stem colony worth over $60 in that same window. Most American homeowners plant it in a small contained bed, expecting it to stay put politely. That single habit forces early removal, wasting the entire $8 investment completely. Give it open ground instead, and cup plant becomes a permanent colony worth far more than its original $8 cost every single year. But the next plant on this list trades soft cottage charm for something sharper, a steel blue architectural bloom nothing else on this list can match. And we have not even reached number 13 yet. Plant number 12, sea holly. An $8 sea holly produces a steel blue architectural bloom that floral designers charge $20 a single stem to source, and this one keeps returning completely on its own every single season. Picture that spiky blue silver flower head standing rigid and architectural against soft cottage blooms, holding its color and form long after summer heat fades other flowers. Zones 4 through 9. Full sun, dry soil. Sea holly's spiky steel. Blue bracts hold their color for months, even long after the true flower inside has faded completely. University extension guides confirm sea holly sows best in poor gravelly soil unlike richer beds. One $8 sea holly quietly reseeds into a 4-clump stand worth $50 within 2 full seasons. Most American homeowners actually plant sea holly in rich fertile soil, assuming better soil always means better growth. That single habit rots the roots within just a year, costing $15 in replacement plants. Skip that rich soil mistake, and sea holly rewards poor ground with a permanent steel blue stand no rich bed could ever produce. But the next plant on this list
Trade steel blue elegance for fiery orange resilience, the toughest bloomer on this entire list. Drop your state in the comments right now. Your USDA zone completely changes which of these self-sowers performs best for you.
Plant number 13, blanket flower. A $6 blanket flower blooms continuously from June all the way through frost, saving American homeowners the $12 often spent monthly on fresh-cut flowers for the porch table. Picture those fiery red and orange daisy blooms glowing steadily along a dry, sunny border, while the fading sea holly nearby has already gone quiet and silver for the season. Zones 3 through 9, full sun-dry soil. Blanket flower deadheads itself naturally, dropping fully ripe seed heads onto soil without you ever touching a single stem. University extension records confirm this habit is why old roadside patches keep spreading for decades untouched. One $6 blanket flower steadily spreads into a full 6-plant patch, worth $70 within 2 growing seasons. Most American homeowners deadhead blanket flower quickly for tidiness, removing seed before it ever drops naturally. That single habit costs a full $30 replacing plants that would have spread completely free of charge. Keep that early deadheading, and blanket flower keeps blooming and reseeding right through frost without another dollar spent. But now we finally reach the plant teased at the very start of this video, the one kept quiet between neighbors for 3 generations. This is the reseeder most American gardeners have never even heard of, and it closes out the entire list.
Plant number 14, forget-me-not. This $4 forget-me-not is the exact plant teased at the very start of this video. The one American families have quietly passed hand to hand for 3 full generations without ever buying it twice. Picture tiny sky blue blooms carpeting the shaded edge of a garden path, self-sown so thickly they look like a piece of sky fallen onto the ground. Zones 5 through 9, partial shade, moist soil. Forget-me-not seed clings to clothing and fur, hitching a ride to spread itself far beyond where it was ever planted. University extension sources confirm this seed habit explains scattered blue drifts still found near old farmsteads today. One $4 forget-me-not carpets, an entire shaded path edge worth $40 within just 1 season. Most American homeowners actually clear this plant early, mistaking its low carpet growth for an unwanted weed. That single habit erases an entire generational planting completely, costing $30 to ever replant fully. Skip that early clearing, and forget-me-not keeps carpeting that shaded path edge for generations without spending another dollar. And now that all 14 self-sowers stand revealed, there are 3 things about this entire cottage border almost no source puts in one place. Have you ever let a cottage flower reseed itself for more than 1 full season? Drop it below.
3 important things about this entire self-sowing cottage border. Almost no single source ever puts together in one place. Cup plant and mullein can both typically spread aggressively enough to require dividing every 3 years, a task most nurseries charge $20 each spring to perform correctly. A simple deadheading timing chart clearly separates spring bloomers. You cut back in June from fall bloomers. You leave standing untouched until frost, saving $50 in lost reseeding potential every single year. The single best seed-saving method is collecting pods the moment they turn brown and papery, then storing them in a dry paper envelope, never plastic, which keeps seed genuinely viable for well over 10 years. Across all 14 of these self-sowers, one initial $100 planting investment actually compounds into a permanent cottage border worth over $800 in nursery replacement value within just 3 years. Here is exactly where to begin, based on your zone, right now. Here is exactly where to begin right now for every serious American grower zone to plants to dollar in that exact order. If you garden anywhere in zones 3 through 5, let foxglove, larkspur, mullein, and forget-me-not seed drop directly onto completely bare, undisturbed soil right now, locking in a permanent $200 cottage border by next spring before the first hard fall frost ever arrives this year. If you garden anywhere in Zone 6 through 9, focus specifically on California poppy and blanket flower, the two toughest heat-tolerant reseeders on this entire 14-plant list, built to handle intense summer sun without ever needing a single drop of extra water. Get their seed into the ground before peak summer heat fully arrives this year, because if you miss this narrow window, your first real result waits a full additional year.
You just received zone-accurate, dollar-grounded, research-based knowledge on 14 true self-sowing heirlooms that most American gardening channels have simply never genuinely managed to put together in one single place. If this video gave you even one heirloom flower you had never seriously considered planting before, hit that like button right now. Drop your exact state and USDA zone below in the comments and tell us honestly which of these 14 heirloom flowers you are planting first this June. Subscribe to Natural Verge. The plants your great-grandmother knew and quietly grew are still out there waiting, and we find one more of them for you every single week.